Hi, my name is Gary Gooseman, and this is a tour of ACRE. ACRE stands for Amesville Community Resources for Entrepreneurs, and it's a project I started about 10 years ago in 2010, 2011. So I'm going to give you a tour shortly of this building. It is the old Amesville Elementary School, and it was built in the early 50s, and it's a one-story schoolhouse with 7 rooms. It served as the Amesville Elementary School for many years until the point at which the old high school became Federal Hocking Elementary School, and this building was abandoned. So the building was built on the site of the Amesville Academy, which had been a school that was built in the early 1900s. And after they demolished that, they set up the Amesville Elementary School. So after it was abandoned, the village of Amesville had offices here. The Federal Valley Watershed Group had offices here. Head Start had offices here. There were all kinds of groups that met here and rented it. But by the time I moved to Amesville, it was abandoned. It was just storage for a bunch of old stuff. So there was nothing really going on. And at the time, around 2010, 2011, the Federal Hocking School District still owned the building, and they decided for liability reasons and other reasons that they just didn't want to hold on to it anymore. So they sponsored an auction and hired an auctioneer, and I believe it was a Wednesday night. The auctioneer came out. People had to come in and sign up for the auction. There were actually a fair number of people here, about a dozen people looking at the building, going through everything. The building itself is 10,000 square feet. It sits on an acre of land, which used to be playgrounds and outdoor recreation areas. So the auction started that evening. I was signed up. The auctioneer started at about $70,000. Didn't get any bids. $60,000, $50,000, $40,000, $30,000, and eventually the auctioneer just said, "Come on, somebody, make me an offer on this building." And I made an offer of $3,000, and expected that the bidding would go up from there. The people were going to jump in, and I was ready to go maybe to $15,000 or more to put into it. But that didn't turn out to be that way. My was the first bid, the only bid, the last bid, and I was able to purchase the building for $3,000. And that was in about September or October. So at that point, Marianne and I started cleaning it up. There was a lot of old desks and chairs and all kinds of stuff, most of which we gave away to the Restore or auctioned off at the Chester Hill Produce Auction or somewhere. But we got rid of most of the stuff and cleaned it up. And the ultimate project, which it became, was that I decided to rent the rooms out, the classrooms out, to artists and aspiring business people who were starting off at below market rate so that they could get their business or their craft up and running. And so after it was cleaned up and ready to go, put an ad on Facebook and put some posters around town. And within 6 months, all the classrooms were rented, and people had moved in, set up studios, and set up space to work from. And we were off and running. And at that same point, I also incorporated this as ACRE, Amesville Community Resources for Entrepreneur, a separate business, an LLC under my name. And that allowed me to write off various expenditures I had on the building and other things involved. So that was the genesis of ACRE and the start, and I'm going to walk you around and show you some of what exists and how it operates today. After the building was cleaned up, one of the first things I did was create a little free library. This is only fitting because Amesville is the home of the Coonskin Library, founded in 1803, and was one of the first libraries in the state of Ohio.
Soon people were donating books on a regular basis, and we had over 1,000 volumes. These were made available for free to anyone in the community. The next project was creating a community room. I installed Wi-Fi, got some laptops, digital projector, and other equipment so that people could create seminars, do classes, or even just have parties and do entertainment. The room is available to the community or to the tenants that use the facility. The next project then was creating a kitchen out of the old teacher's lounge. I was able to scavenge some old cabinets, refrigerator, coffee pots, everything from Ohio University move out that the students had left behind, and to create a working kitchenette that was available for the gatherings and classes or for the tenants on a day-to-day basis. This became very useful for everyone that was engaged in using the building. The next focus was creating solar. A solar array was installed on the top of the building so that it would provide the vast majority of energy for the facility while it was in use. I also installed drains from the roof so that I could catch roof water and have that available for watering the plants and the landscaping. Landscaping, of course, was the next project we looked into. Started installing fruit trees, apples and pears, peaches, currants, raspberries, and other fruits. Created garden beds all the way around the building on all the sides to soften the edges, including herbs, including other things like Jerusalem artichoke, tansy, prairie cone flower, giant reed grass, miscanthus, and a variety of other plants that would soften the landscape and also add value